Caitlin Clark just shut down her critics with one workout video that's taking over the internet. 1.7 million views, 2,000 retweets, and 60,000 impressions in just 20 minutes. This isn't your average off-season content. What's she working on? You won't believe the new skills she's adding to her already elite game. Let's dive into the workout that's got everyone talking. But before we dive in, we'd really appreciate a small favor. If you enjoy and value our content, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Over 97% of you watch without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it means a lot to us.
But you can see here, 1.7 million, 2,000 retweets, and that's crazy engagement. 60,000 impressions in 20 minutes.
Caitlin Clark just shut down all the doubters with a single workout video. Remember when people predicted she'd lose followers after that interview? Well, 1.7 million views later, those critics are eating their words. The Indiana Fever just released footage of Caitlin Clark training with Stephanie White, and it's already making waves online, racking up millions of impressions. Let's check out the footage and see why it's creating such a buzz. From the moment you watch, it's clear Caitlin Clark's movements are sharper, more intentional, and more precise than ever before, like an artist perfecting her masterpiece. This isn't just another off-season drill, it's a complete transformation in the making. Clark's skills are pure magic, with endless tricks up her sleeve. Her first training session with Stephanie White has already turned heads, and it's easy to see why. Let's break down what makes this workout stand out. While most players use the off-season to stay in shape or work on signature moves, Caitlin is attacking her weaknesses head-on, pushing herself to be even better. You might ask, what weaknesses? Well, that's exactly what separates the greats like Clark from the rest. They're never satisfied.
Like she's not out there practicing stuff that she doesn't need to practice. Obviously she's still getting shots up and stuff, but it's like, work on your weaknesses. Work on your weaknesses and work on the important weaknesses. Like her finishing and her ability to kind of shoot that floater, that mid-range, the in-between game. Not shoot long twos, but everything about the in-between game.
So, what's Caitlin Clark working on in this workout? Let's dive into it. First up, she's mastering off-foot layups. You've seen her glide to the basket before, but now she's taking it to the next level. Clark is practicing finishing with her non-dominant foot. It might sound simple, but trust me, it's a game changer. When she's driving against towering defenders, this small adjustment will become a powerful secret weapon.
Caitlin Clark. Like, this is not an easy shot, by the way. This is a off-foot left hand layup floater from outside the key. Like, that is not an easy shot to shoot. She's working on a lot of off-foot stuff, a lot of like jump stop in finishing. Like almost all the finishes she's making are off-footed, which I really like, and it's something that there's a severe lack of especially teaching at youth level.
This isn't a move you often see in American basketball players, but it's the kind of versatility that sets players like Nikola Jokic apart. It's all about thinking ahead, staying unpredictable, and staying one step ahead of the game. Caitlin Clark is proving she belongs in that league of innovators.
And with her adding that is her adding something else to her toolbox that is going to be electrifying. Because not only do you got to worry about her getting inside, getting to the paint, you also got to worry about her killing you from three. Now she's going to kill you from the mid-range.
But wait, there's more. We all know Clark's lethal left hand, but now she's pushing herself to become just as dangerous with her right. Can you imagine how tough she'll be to guard when she's scoring just as effectively with both hands? It's like she's unlocking an entirely new dimension to her game.
She has a little bit more of that. Oh, I like that. Caitlin Clark shot a shot stepping to her right. And I like that again. So a pull-up midi and a shot stepping to her right. And I actually like it because when she's shooting to her right, she's not bringing the ball over this side. Because we know with the deep threes, like a lot of the time you have to bring the ball from somewhere. And like she brings it over this side of her head to kind of get a little bit of more power in the arms. And she'll do that with a jump shot.
Now, let's talk about floaters, those soft, high-arching shots that seem to float right over defenders' outstretched arms. Caitlin is perfecting them, and it's a smart move. Floaters are a guard's best friend when the paint is crowded, and Clark is making sure she has that weapon in her arsenal.
Okay, nice floater. To be fair, you could tell she worked on her floaters coming into post-Olympic break. Like the amount of more floaters that she was shooting.
Here's the best part. Clark isn't just going through the motions with her mid-range shots. Each drill is intentional, intense, and purposeful. You can see the concentration on her face as she repeats every movement, building that muscle memory. This isn't about looking good for the cameras, this is all about preparing for battle on the court.
She's driving in more. She ain't selling it for 3, and she's getting her mid-range shot all together now. Look, another mid-range shot.
And running the show in this basketball symphony, none other than Stephanie White. Now, you might be wondering what makes White such a game changer in Clark's development. Let me tell you, this isn't your typical coach-player dynamic.
So obviously when you've got your head coach leading the individual player workouts, I like that. Because like, obviously Stephanie White was a player, pretty damn good player. But for me, I think it's a big thing with when it comes to Stephanie White, is that like, you know that there's a level of respect.
Stephanie White brings a wealth of experience, having been a player herself and coaching at the highest levels. But what really sets her apart is her hands-on approach. In the video, you can see White on the court, demonstrating moves and offering real-time feedback. This level is rare for Coach.
She could work out with whatever coach she wants, and she's choosing to work out with the Indiana Fever coaches. Guarantee you she would not be choosing to work out if Chrissy Sides was still there. So that's obviously the level of coach that she is, that Caitlin Clark's actually choosing to work out with her team.
Most head coaches might stop by for a few minutes, offering general advice, but Stephanie White, she's fully invested in Caitlin Clark's growth, guiding her through each repetition like a master sculpting a masterpiece. White's coaching style is all about unlocking potential and pushing players beyond their limits. With Clark's talent and relentless drive, the results are sure to be extraordinary.
And obviously it's just her with some assistant coaches. I'm surprised there are not more players like kind of almost in these workouts, but they're probably doing a lot of workouts with individual players.
Clark is already an unstoppable force on the court, but with White fine-tuning her skills, she could reach another level entirely. This isn't just about learning new moves, it's about sharpening every aspect of her game, making her more efficient, unpredictable, and even deadlier. And here's the wild part. This is just the beginning. We're catching a glimpse of the relentless grind that builds legends. Clark has that Kobe Bryant mentality, adding new skills to her arsenal week after week. It may look like she's just naturally dominant on game day.
It seemed like she just got something new in her game every single game. Like, do you guys remember the game she just started spamming the behind the back dribbles? Was it Dallas before the Olympic break? Where, like, with Caitlin last year, I'm not joking when I say this, if you watch game by game by game, it was like, you know, in 2K when you just equip new animations.
The workout is just one piece of the puzzle. There's so much more to the story: the physical changes, fan reactions, and the implications for the upcoming season. Trust me, you'll want to hear all about it. Caitlin Clark's skills are evolving, and so is her fan base. Remember when some people predicted her fan base would shrink after that Time magazine interview? Well, those predictions couldn't have been more wrong. Her reputation is stronger than ever, and she's racking up millions of impressions, proving just how deep her connection with fans really is.
You can see here, 1.7 million, 2,000 retweets, and that is, like, that's crazy engagement. 60,000 impressions in 20 minutes. And like, that's the thing, is like, so many viral tweets about this add to that. Like Robin Lundberg, he's got nearly 300,000 impressions on his tweet.
This wasn't just any old practice clip. It exploded in a way no one saw coming, racking up 2,000 retweets on Twitter alone. You might be wondering, how does that stack up against other WNBA content? Let me tell you, this level of engagement is huge, and it's a game changer for women's basketball.
Is nowhere near like getting 1.7 million views on YouTube. Like, that is a difference. There is a big difference between that. But like, this is just a training video.
This isn't just a workout. It's a glimpse into the evolution of Caitlin Clark's game. With her commitment to improvement and Stephanie White's hands-on coaching, Clark is set to become even more unstoppable. And the response from fans? It speaks for itself. The real story is just beginning.